Welcome back. Happening tomorrow, Roanoke Public Libraries, Virginia Tech, and Roanoke City Public Schools are all teaming up for a unique spin on a science fair that is sure to have the kiddos talking for weeks to come. Joining us this afternoon is Tom Fitzpatrick from Roanoke City Public Schools and Amber Lowry from Roanoke Public Libraries. Guys, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you.
Let's just dive in and talk about Flip the Fair. What exactly is it for folks that may not know?
So if you think about a traditional science fair that maybe you did as a kid, and which we still do in January and February with our kids, you did some kind of experiment, you did some research, some adults came in and judged your project. Mm-hmm. This is the same but completely backwards. So working with Virginia Tech, we have a bunch of great graduate students who have created a science fair type display and brought information about the research they're doing for their graduate programs. They've set up at the library, and our fifth graders from 6 schools through Roanoke City are coming in, and they'll be in little groups, and they'll have a little clipboard, and the fifth graders are the judges for the graduate students. So the whole thing is backwards.
How are kids like tuning in and like engaging in these projects? Because I mean, they're the judges, they're the ones going, I don't know, that PowerPoint doesn't look good, or that poster board. Like, how involved do they get? Because you guys have been doing this, what, for 4 years now?
This is our 4th year, and it's so interesting. The students take it so seriously.
Yes.
When they arrive and they realize, no, this is an important job, and I get to judge these adults and these kids that, you know, these grad students, and they have so much fun doing it, but they do take it very seriously. I mean, I'm talking about, you know, the decimal points. They're like, we're going to give them a 4.2. No, a 4.4. And I'm like, okay, out of a scale of 5, guys, we really need to narrow this down. So it's great to see them really become involved and invested in, you know, asking the presenters questions about their research and about the science, about the display that they have. A lot of the students, the grad students that are explaining the research, they're in the Center for Communicating Science. So part of their task is to communicate their research to these 5th graders in a language and in a way where they will understand the research that they've spent years in doing. So to be able to communicate those scientific terms in a 5th grade knowledge, like in that way, is really difficult for them.
It is, and I mean, it's something that, you know, us as journalists, we learn in school, you know, make sure that you sometimes break down your stories so that a 5th grader can understand, because that's a level where we can all be a common level where we can like, oh, I get it, or sometimes just tell the story how you would tell your grandparents. So tell the story of this science project the way that you would tell your grandparents. So why is it so important, Tom, for kids to get interactive and be engaged in STEM courses?
Well, if we think about most of the kids who are coming to this, they're coming from our high poverty schools. Mm-hmm. They don't have necessarily role models that maybe went to college in the sciences, have built a career in the sciences. To see, it's really neat to see our 5th graders see somebody who looks like them, who is older but not old like their teacher, and to be able to see that role model, to give them, this is something I could do. This is something that I might be able to pursue with my life. And it's really neat to see them make some of those connections.
Now, Amber, this is closed to, it's just for the kids,
right,
but folks at home can still check out some of the projects because you guys will be posting pictures.
Right.
So where can they see those?
So if you go to the Roanoke Public Library's Facebook page, we'll be posting pictures later on. We also will be presenting a slideshow. We interview the grad students on their favorite children's book that have led them into science field. And so we'll be posting some of those pictures and slideshows of some of their favorite children's books to tie in that literacy level, because we are public libraries. We got to tie in that literacy. So we'll be posting things throughout the weeks coming on our Facebook page.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.